Whoopie-doo! We have another solemnity. Today we celebrate the solemnity of Saints Peter and Paul, the apostles, or as I would call them, the two towers of early Christianity, which is basically where we came from. So, two towers of Christianity for you, Saints Peter and Paul. I know it's amazing. If you'll think about it, these two men are really followers of God. Why do I say that? Um, let's start with Peter. A lot of people think Peter really wanted the leadership role, which to a certain extent, of course, that is true. You'd see how eager he is. It's such an eager beaver, volunteering. But one characteristic of people who are very, you know, eager beavery, and then they fail, they really fall. And that's the case of Peter. He was so devastated after denying Jesus 3 times that he was ashamed. Look at the um, how quiet he was after the resurrection, because he knew he was wrong. But thankfully, Jesus gave him an opportunity to redeem himself. So, leadership is something that I would imagine he was afraid to take on following his uh, shame. Now, let's go to St. Paul. St. Paul, uh, people would think, oh, he's really in love with God. That's why he followed him. Well, of course, that's true. But let's look at his past as well. He was a Pharisee who was, a hunter, a hunter of Christians. If I would put it into words, he really made it his business to eradicate Christianity. Now imagine that person um, now being asked to spread the word. Now we can imagine him feeling the same way. I'm not worthy, you know. And yet here we have these two towers following God with all their might. Both of them dying as martyrs. Both of them going where they would rather not go. Both of them obeying when they would rather tell people what to do. Well, they did, of course, with complete obedience to God. Brothers and sisters, you might have had a bad past. You might have had something that makes you feel that you are not worthy. Well, good news. Our two towers had the same thing, and they still achieved great things for God, which means you can achieve great things for God as well if you will let Him lead you, just as these two let Him lead them through all the pains, through all the sins that they've done. They were willing to let God cleanse them and redeem themselves. They were obedient to the point of death, and which is why they have eternal life right now.